Hi everyone, KSLA First Alert Chief Meteorologist Jeff Castle here. Today continues a First Alert weather day across the Arklatex. We're still mostly focused on the evening hours for severe weather, although some parts of the area could get some stronger storms a little bit before then. The risk remains elevated and moderate, in fact. That is 4 on our scale of 1 to 5. Now, the risk has been shrunk a little bit across the Arklatex, but nonetheless remains a little bit more elevated than what we typically see around here. So very important that you do stay weather aware, have a way to get weather alerts, and know that we will be here tracking any dangerous weather if it develops and moves through the Arklatex. But this is one of those days that it's a good time to review your weather safety plan with your family and just be prepared to maybe have to take cover. These are the threats that we're looking at through tonight. Damaging wind is the highest one, medium to high chance for that. There is a medium risk that we are going to see some tornadoes. In fact, I think that's pretty much a good bet that there will be some tornado warnings that come out through the evening hours. Flooding will be less of a concern for most of the Arklatex. The chance is a little bit higher in the far north, where we're likely to have some more persistent rain and heavier downpours up in that direction. And large hail, although possible, not as high of a threat on the scale here in the Arklatex as the damaging wind and the tornado potential is. All right, let's take you through the latest here with FutureTrack, showing that by 4 o'clock, northern areas of the Arklatex may already have some strong or severe thunderstorm activity ongoing. We're talking about especially McCurtain County, Oklahoma, and areas in southwest Arkansas to the north of the I-30 corridor. What we're primarily going to be watching, though, for the majority of the Arklatex is a line of storms that will eventually come together and make steady progress into the Arklatex later this evening. The timing has slowed a little bit, and hopefully that will work in our favor, particularly for eastern portions of the Arklatex. The later those storms arrive, the less energy in the atmosphere available for them to work with, and that could lower the severe potential. But again, right now, still plan on severe weather threat across the entire area through the evening hours. We'll march this forward a couple hours to 6 in the evening. Again, I-30 corridor northward is where most of the action is, and some severe weather could be occurring at this point in time there in that northern portion of the Arklatex. We take you into the evening hours. Here's 8 o'clock. Maybe a decrease in storm intensity as they move into northeast Texas with the stronger storm activity north of I-30 and kind of shifting out of southwest Arkansas. But keep in mind, this is just a depiction of what the weather may look like and not necessarily set in stone. So even though this indicates maybe a bit of a break in the severe weather potential there in that I-30 corridor by 8 in the evening, that is not necessarily a certainty. That line of storms continues to form and intensify off to the west of the Arklatex, and again, that'll be the main focus for severe weather through the evening hours. Again, the track and the timing of this has slowed, so it may be 10 o'clock in the evening before this line is reaching the western edges of the Arklatex. Shreveport-Bossier area may be closer to 11 p.m. or midnight before it rolls on through. And again, there's still a lot of intensity possible with this line as it tracks across the Arklatex, particularly northern parts of the area. That is where the storms may be most intense, perhaps less intense as you head to the south. But again, severe weather remains on the table for everyone. I think it's a done deal severe weather-wise by 2 o'clock in the morning, although there will be some rain that does continue to linger through the late night hours. I-30, especially first thing tomorrow morning, may have some rain and some embedded thunderstorm activity. Not likely to have any severe weather out of this, but there could be some heavy downpours, maybe some small hail as well. Won't rule that out. Best chance for rain on your Friday will be this early morning time frame. Temperatures by morning will be back in the 50s for most areas, and tomorrow will be a cooler day for us, but not necessarily chilly. By the time we reach the noon hour, upper 50s, low to mid 60s, depending on where you're at, and we will see generally sunny skies before the afternoon is out, with afternoon highs reaching middle to upper 60s, I-20 points southward, and maybe a little bit cooler, staying in the 50s there across the northern portions of the Arklatex. First Alert 7-day forecast has much quieter weather after today's First Alert weather day. Again, we start drying out Friday after some early morning rainfall in the northern Arklatex. Weekend looks great. Mornings a little chilly in the 40s. Daytime highs, though, starting to bounce back quickly mid-70s on Saturday, maybe back close to 80 on Sunday, and we're likely tracking some more 80-degree temperatures in here early next week. Now, there is going to be another cold front that will slowly ease into the Arklatex first half of next week, so rain and thunderstorm chances will start to gradually return as we take you Monday through the Wednesday time frame. And behind that, we will cool down. Temperatures by next Thursday in the 60s for highs, and just beyond this 7-day forecast, there may be a few chilly days with highs only in the 50s, and the potential late next week into the following weekend that we have some frost and freeze concerns around the Arklatex. So I do want to caution you, even though this weekend looks good, you may be going out to the home improvement stores or looking at flowers and vegetables for your gardens. I'd caution you to hesitate and maybe pause for another week or so before you think about doing any of that spring planting, just based on what the longer-term outlook is looking like by next weekend. We will be here watching the storms, tracking them. If we need to break into programming, of course, we will do that as necessary. And if you do happen to lose power and we are in tornado tracking coverage, keep in mind you can stream us right here at KSLA.com and also on the KSLA First Alert Weather app. That's where you'll find the latest updates, any weather alerts for your location as well. I'll be here at 4, 5, 6, and 10, the latest updates on our severe weather potential. Hopefully this will not turn out to be a big deal, but just want you to be prepared and know that we will be here watching and tracking as the storms roll through.